Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Cory Comments On. I am your host, Cory McKnight, and I hope that you join me every Friday at 2 and 5 p.m. right here on All Western New York Radio after your brief news update with the one and only Mr. Scott Leffler. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for being with me here today. It's Friday, January 12th, 2018. I can't believe we're almost a couple weeks into the new year. Time is flying. And today we are celebrating the pharmacists out there. It's National Pharmacist Day, which is kind of cool, I guess. I feel like that's kind of an underappreciated profession in a way. And it's a great one. I find, this is just me here, it's a great one for like cute single chicks too. That, oh man, there's so many cute pharmacists out there. It's great. Dental assistant too. That's another good one for the cute single chicks. So make sure you thank your pharmacist whenever you go pick up your Viagra or Cialis or whatever you're picking up. Say thank you and appreciate them. And if they're a cute young chick, maybe flirt a little bit. But not if you're married. If you're married, it's not okay. Only if you're single. And if they're single too. You don't want to be a creep. Or else you might end up like the guy I want to talk about today here on the show. A nice little segue there about creepers. Although this guy's an alleged creeper. We're going to get to that in a minute. But if you flirt with the pharmacist and you're married and it's just creepy, then you might end up like former Town of Greece official Rick Antelli. Town of Greece is the town that I live in. It's my hometown. Great. Nice sexual harassment story coming out of my hometown here. Here in Rochester, New York, I live in the town of Greece, and we've had a few actually like corruption cases with cops and town officials and stuff like that. Greece, you gotta love it. But I want to read quickly from an article just came out today about sexual harassment charges against a former Town of Greece official. Luckily, he's not in office anymore, but it says here that there are stunning new allegations. I like how they use stunning. There are stunning new allegations of sexual harassment against a former Town of Greece official. The town's former tax receiver, that's a position? I don't know what that is, a tax receiver. The town's former tax receiver, Rick Antelli, is accused of repeatedly sexually harassing two coworkers. Victim 1 claims Antelli said he was looking for a side piece, quote unquote, to go on dates with. The woman said he made the comments 2 or 3 times a week. The victim said Antelli said he would remain married to his wife, but wanted a guma, quote unquote, for illicit sexual relations. A guma, if you didn't know, which I actually didn't know this, and I'm Italian, but it's a slang term for the mistress of, like, an Italian mobster. They always kind of had, like, a side piece. I think people know what side piece is, but a guma, never heard of that before. Anyway, continuing, both women allege that Antelli said that women can only hold a high-level job if they have sex with a male supervisor. That's messed up. Settlement also alleges that Antelli secretly recorded video and audio of coworkers. Both women were paid $10,000 each as part of the settlement with the Town of Greece. That's some messed up stuff there, if this is true. It's all, still being investigated, and he is a former town official. This is not stuff that's going on now. They're, like, kind of older accusations. But it's just messed up, man. I hate seeing headlines like this. And if it's true, it's obviously wildly inappropriate. Rick Antelli, real old school guy. I kind of remember him. Like, I'd see him on the news once in a while. Tax receiver. I don't know what the fuck that is. Why would they interview him? I remember seeing him though, hearing about him. But I love the use of slang here. He's a real old school guy. He's looking for a guma in a side piece, which is the only part that's actually like a little bit funny about the story. It's not a funny story, but I like the guma thing. I like they chose to print that too. But it kind of just, it shows that women in the workplace really do have like a unique set of pressures on them. I feel like there's a whole different kind of dynamic when you're a woman in the workplace. And in my opinion, it is best to avoid any workplace relations with coworkers, especially your boss. Why would you want to, oh man, that seems like a nightmare scenario. Even if I had like an insanely attractive boss that, was like really into me or whatever, it's never gonna work well. And especially not if it's Rick Antelli. Sounds like a fucking slime ball. But again, I have to remain somewhat neutral because none of this has been, proven or, no charges or anything yet. Allegedly, he's a slime ball. But, yeah, women in the workplace, they are always going to kind of have, I feel like, that sort of uphill battle where if, say you have a relationship with a coworker or especially your boss, if you're a woman in particular and have relations with your male boss, regardless of your intentions, I feel like there's always going to be that stigma of like you're trying to get ahead, like, whatever, sleeping with the boss. So, oh, no wonder she's got, a raise and all this stuff. She slept with the boss. And it could work both ways too, of course. If it's a man sleeping with his female boss, it could be exactly the same. He might be trying to get ahead too. But even if he's not, even if the woman is not, there's always that stigma there. So just don't hook up with your boss. Don't date your boss. Don't go on a date with your boss. Don't be his guma or her fucking whatever the term would be. I don't think there's a term for like a female side piece or a male side piece rather. Gigolo? I don't know. Don't be a gigolo. But in the world of professional, in the workplace anyway, in the professional setting, it's guys like Rick Antelli that allegedly use that stigma to their advantage. Like, if they might just coerce or try to offer, you want to get ahead? You got to be with the big guy here, with Big Rick, and be my guma. Because, according to him, allegedly, women can only have a high-level job if they have sex with a male supervisor. Fucking preposterous, but hopefully he didn't actually say anything like that, although these women allege that he would say it all the time, and that he wanted to date them and all this stuff and remain married, but if they wanted to get ahead, you gotta be with Big Rick. That's awful. Disgusting. I hate hearing about that. But you know what? In the world of politics, it is absolutely rampant, this type of behavior. Anyway, have you ever had a relationship with your boss or a coworker? If you haven't, I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it. Don't do it. I've learned my lesson a couple times there. But if you did, how did all that work out for you? And what do you think of Mr. Antelli's statement there that women must have sex with a male superior in order to advance in the workplace? I think that's absolutely crazy. We are in, what fucking year is it here? What decade are we in again? It's 2018 now. Women are most certainly fucking running shit out there, and they don't really need to engage in any of that type of behavior, whether you're a man or a woman. Don't sleep with your boss. If you're trying to get ahead, just, I don't know, kiss their ass or whatever. Do extra work. Just no relations, please. Anyway, let me know on Twitter if you have any responses to these questions. Have you ever slept with your boss? What do you think about Rick Antelli? What do you think about women in the workplace and how they deal with, unique pressures? I think they really do. Let me know on Twitter at allwnycory, and we will talk about it. I will be back next Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. And as the rain rolls in here, about to turn into snow, everybody please be safe this weekend. There's going to be like 2 feet of snow or something like that. So don't travel if you don't have to. Enjoy this like sort of warm weather while it's still here for another couple hours. And I will see you in a week. Everybody take care. Cory McKnight signing off. See ya.